Hey, I think it's all working this time.
Including Periscope.
I guess Periscope.
Well, good.
Sweet. Sweet. All right. Well, okay. So our technical difficulties that we had from last time, which I'm trying to remember when the last time was. How long ago was last time?
It's been 3 weeks, maybe four.
Ah,
It's been a while. Time flies.
has it? I don't know. We had Eric on here. It was late at night. I had a bunch of whiskey.
That's been at least 3 weeks ago, if not more. So
I think it's
I
been more
can't
than three
remember.
weeks. So we got a lot to
Yeah,
catch up on.
yeah.
So maybe we can make this entertaining for people. On this
Also,
this black's ooh, wait a second. Do we keep it evergreen? Do I mention what day it is? Are people going to figure out it's Black Friday? Well, whoops. I guess it's not evergreen anymore. Ooh,
I
but
was
it
gonna
could be.
say,
Well, once every year it could be evergreen.
yeah, or twice a year. Don't they have two Black Fridays now?
Or is
I
it
thought they
Cyber
had.
Monday?
Well, there's Cyber Monday, but no, I thought there was another Black Friday now that they have in the spring for whatever reason.
Or is that Amazon Prime Friday?
It could be.
I don't know. But but I'm trying to remember now. Like Black Friday, I'm trying to remember. I actually think I have had some LCSs in the past do Black Friday sales.
Mine did, and I didn't go.
What?
I'm trying to save a little money right now. He had 30% off everything in the store, excluding new books and showcase items.
Well, is that 90% of the items in there, or there's actually
No,
stuff?
no, he's got a huge back issue collection, plus all kinds of hardcovers, trades, and such. It's a big store, one of the biggest stores uh, around.
Oh, is it one of the bad idea stores?
Yes, it is one of the bad idea stores, actually.
I don't know. I keep seeing all those tweets for that, and I'm like, when am I going to get some comics?
Yeah, I know. I signed up for them last year whenever they did their first round of announcing all their stores. And now they're coming back and re-announcing.
Is that what that was? I thought that's what it was. Is just doing the same thing from what 6 months or 9 months, however long ago that was, about
Yeah,
who's all in.
at first I saw them and I thought, okay, they're adding new stores, but no, it's all of a sudden I noticed my LCS guy popped up with his picture. So no, they're just the same 100 stores or 150. I can't remember how many they ended up going with.
Yeah, and the only thing they released was that one ash can that was one per store that's now on eBay for like $500 or $600.
Yes. So we're still waiting for ENIAC #1.
Mm-hmm. Which is 2021 now.
Probably.
Well, I was wanting to think I saw an ad or something for it, an ad or a tweet or I can't remember, but there was something on there. But it was like, yeah, ENIAC. But I was thinking they were almost saying like March of 2021. So
It may be.
I
I
guess we.
wouldn't be surprised.
Oh well. Didn't Eric say that they'd gotten on to the bad idea?
He
Like
said that they
Kawabanga.
could order the books. Yeah, they can order the books.
So at least there's that.
There is that.
So oh, speaking of which, I was sitting there commenting while we were in the what is the room? The room previous to it's the waiting room, whatever. So and I know it's our topic
What
we
it's
talk
called.
about every episode. There's some time at point, so I guess it's our thing now. But I was wondering when if this was coming in or not, but I finally got my copy of Ever like 20 minutes ago.
I'm still waiting on mine, and I'm closer than any of you guys.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why my camera keeps refocusing.
I don't know because you
So I
keep
got
holding up
that.
stuff.
No, it's doing it when I'm not even holding up stuff. So maybe it's just got the post turkey thing, and then you get the print,
Right.
and then the card with. I'm going to do it like this, where you get 20% off their site, but I'm doing it so fast you can't see what the code is.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you send it for your pre-order, and then if you use this code, you get.
You had it far enough away, nobody could read it unless they took a screenshot and.
Oh well, you could take the video and slow it down,
And
and
then
then maybe get it,
enlarge it.
enlarge it, do that stuff they do on I don't know, Well, some of
Right.
those forensic TV shows where they scan it into the computer and it makes everything all clear and it identifies fingerprints from a mile away.
Yeah.
So,
But now, Aaron, you and Dewan have gotten yours, and I haven't yet. And
but don't you? Wait a second. Isn't Abstract Studios in Texas?
Yeah.
Aren't you in
Houston.
Texas?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Maybe it's that local postmaster general.
Either that or he's mailing them out very slowly. Because they do all that themselves. They do every bit of that themselves.
Maybe they work from an outer ring, so they take the people that live the furthest out, they mail those first, and they shrink it in so that they mail out the ones that are closest last.
Either that or they're just do them at random.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
So, all right, you know,
yes, ever.
Yep. And I wonder if it ties into the Terryverse.
I'm sure it will.
Oh, and for some reason, I was mixing that up with Serial. So actually, didn't Serial start this month?
No, it's. I was just looking at it yesterday. It's in the November previews for January.
I thought it was in the November previews for issue 2.
No, I don't think so. I have to go back and look.
So have you looked through the previews?
So November, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What, they came out this week? Ooh, that reminds me though. So I did. Man, this is going to bug me if this whole thing is just going to keep like refocusing on me. But anyway, so from the last previews, you know, previews lately has been kind of, I don't know. It's not as exciting. But
right.
But last previews, I was going through it and I happened to check in all places. Fantagraphics, is it Fantagraphics?
Yeah.
There's a new Barry Windsor Smith hardcover coming out called Munster.
Nice.
Munster or Munsters? I'm trying to remember now.
Munster, as on the TV show?
No, it's his own thing. He's been like writing for 30 years or something.
Munsters with a U, you're saying?
No.
Monsters. Oh, I said monsters. Okay. You said Munsters.
Munsters. No, Monsters.
Okay.
Let me see if I can share the screen. Oh, wait a second. I got to bring it over here. And I got to share a screen. Select window or screen. There it is. So it's Munsters. So it's like, oh, it's classic Barry Windsor Smith art. So this is going to be the first printing. And it says he's been working on it for over 35 years. It's a 360-page tour de force of visual storytelling. Familial drama, part espionage thriller, part metaphysical journey. An intimate portrait of individuals in an epic political odyssey spanning 2 generations of American history. I have no idea what it's about, but it's Barry Windsor Smith, so I'm going to get it.
Interesting. I didn't see that.
You know what? I don't know why it caught my eye. I was just flipping through doing my order. And look at it. It's just classic Barry Windsor Smith. This is like his 90s stuff, like his Valiant stuff. It looks like, you know, that his Weapon X stuff that he was doing for Marvel Comics Presents and everything. It's just it just looks like his style hasn't changed in like 30 years. And I'm kind of happy about that because I don't like Frank Miller's style, how it's changed. I don't like how crap, I can't think of his name now. Who's if we mention his name, we got to pay him $100, right? So I don't like how his style has changed.
Neil Adams.
Yeah, his current stuff just doesn't look as good as his stuff from back in the day. But this Barry Windsor Smith, oh, just look at that.
Yeah, I know.
Just look at that, and it looks like it's going to be black and white.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about finding out in the last preview. So I guess it's a little late for people. I guess does Fantagraphics end up on FOC?
Yes. I don't know.
Does it?
No, it doesn't. I don't think.
I thought there was only certain things that ended up on Fantagraphics.
You're right. I don't remember seeing.
Or not on FOC, not Fantagraphics. But I'm sure you could still get it if you look. But Mm-mm-mm. I don't know.
I've
Are
got to
you
get.
are you a Barry Windsor Smith fan?
Yeah, I am. Didn't see that though. Probably will wait on that to order it.
I think it was a pretty good deal from Cowabunga.
Was that on the latest from this
It,
latest?
not the November. It was the one.
The October.
It was the one we had to turn in. What is this? Well, it's still November. Yeah, the one we had to turn in October. So it had to be on October's.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
So
today's the deadline for the November Cowabunga, and I still got mine to do. Finish up.
what? I did mine like last week. Ooh, actually, maybe it was on that one.
I don't remember seeing anything with Barry Windsor Smith.
Ooh, well, I didn't either. That's what I'm saying. It was such a surprise. I found it. Hold on. Let me take a look. Boom, boom, boom. I got my Cowabunga summary.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get up and go get my previews. I think.
There's the November order form. Let's see. So we say November order form. Yes, is in the November order form.
Okay.
Page 248. It's November 201315. It's $40 manufacturer suggested retail price.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's into November. So there is time for Cowabunga.
Yes, there is.
So
That's not until today. Interesting.
yeah, so 360 pages, $35. That's less than $1 a page for Barry Windsor Smith goodness.
I may have to look at that. Yeah, I may have to go with that.
Well, I'm buying it unseen. So
I'm gonna go get my previews. I'll be right back.
you gonna get your previews? What?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have it with me.
All right. So I guess I gotta entertain people. So yeah. So I hope everybody's been having a good holiday. Just been reading some comics. I actually need to go through the big sorting thing. If you kind of sit there and you're seeing on the screen for the live viewers, or actually, I guess it's for the YouTube viewers or whatever. You can sit there. See, I got a few long boxes back there, so I got to sit there and get the comics back sorted again. So, oh, that was quick. Hey, that was quick.
Yeah, it was just over on the other table.
In the comic room.
No, not in the comic room. In the living room.
What?
I was sitting down here last night reading through it, making out my order.
There you go.
So maybe I haven't gotten to Fantagraphics yet.
Well, I mean, you usually kind of go through Fantagraphics, don't you? Isn't that one of your ones you always look for stuff in?
Yeah, but I just haven't gotten to that far point in the. There it is, Monsters, 35 years in the making. I just haven't reached that part. I've realized. I go through it front to back in order.
Well, I do too. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I got December's previews this week, so I've already kind of flipped through it, gone through it, kind of made mental notes. Ooh, I like that. I like this. Blah 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 blah. And and then I'll pull it out when I do the order. But for some reason, when I went through it the first couple of times, I never saw that. I did not see that until I was sitting there filling it out.
Wow. Interesting.
So I don't know what made it catch my eye and everything, but I guess I could look at the old previews book, which I've already tossed it. And no, you know what? I remember I was sitting there in the Fantagraphics thing, and it was just like, oh, you know, probably what it was. Because when I'm doing the Cowabunga, I'm just scrolling down the spreadsheet. And
Right.
I'm reading the stuff, looking at stuff, and I probably caught Barry Windsor Smith or BWS there. So.
Okay.
But anyway, so there's my pick of the month.
That's a good pick. I'm gonna have to look into that.
So is there anything in there in the current or in the? I guess it's still the current preview since it's due today. Anything in there that you're excited about?
Couple of things. A new thing from Dark Horse called Crimson Flower looked pretty good.
Yeah, I want to think I read the synopsis on that.
Another one. I've been collecting the hardcovers for the Black Hammer universe
Mm-hmm.
that have been coming out, and there's another one coming out, Barbalian, the Red Planet.
Yeah, that's the. I'm starting to. I am starting to think that I'm maybe getting on that whole Aaron Bell mentality of getting the trades or the hardcovers of certain
I
stuff.
am too. I am too, and getting less periodicals.
Because if things are going to be like that 5-issue series, I think I'd almost rather have them. If it's not an ongoing, I think I want floppies. If it's a limited series, I think I want it in like hardcover or trade.
Right. I'm getting the same sort of vibe going.
So I'm not ready to go digital.
No.
Not ready to go digital, but I'm just keeping them all together like that, and then you can just sit there and read the whole thing. So
Right. There's a lot to be said for that. It saves money. I think it's a lot less expensive doing that overall than buying. Well, hardcovers are pretty expensive.
About it. When there's $4 an issue now, and it's like 5 issues, so you're around
Right.
$20. So
That's true.
I don't know what are hardcovers usually running now. Like I don't even know. This is.
It varies widely. I mean, I've seen some for as low as
I'm trying to remember how much this.
$28, $19, $20, up to $50. It just depends.
Well,
the large format.
Well, that's true, but I also think if it's only like 5 or 6 issues, it's not going to be $50 unless it's oversized artist edition, signed by the writer and the artist. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
So my problem is then it's like I don't need long boxes. Then I need shelves, and my current shelves are kind of full.
Right.
So I'd need more shelves.
Right.
But hey, what are you going to do? Get more shelves.
Get more shelves. I'll say you got room for shelves. You got plenty of room for shelves.
What? No,
I've seen your basement.
Yeah,
you got plenty of room for shelves.
Yeah, but at some point I got to put stuff on the walls. That's not shelves.
Well, okay.
Like
do that.
I want to do some of my OA. I want to do some of my movie posters. I want to do some of my other posters that aren't about movies.
Well, you put those up upstairs, not just in your basement.
Yeah, I don't think the significant other one's my hobby on the walls upstairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Speaking of which, we were supposed to hang some pictures this week, and it's Friday, and we haven't hung a one thing yet.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it if it were me.
Well,
I wouldn't mention it. In other words.
Well, we've been here 15 years. You think we ought to try to make the place like our own?
Well, yeah.
So, but anywho, also is like there's some of the podcasts I listen to, and there's I'm trying to think. There's a place, I think it's either in Detroit or Michigan or somewhere, some comic shop, and they've made these eternity frames or something like that, where you can put comics in and hang them on your wall and rotate them in and out. I guess my concern is like, will it fade them?
I was gonna say, has it got
archival plastic?
UV glass or plastic.
Well,
it's probably plastic, so I'm guessing no.
Well, does it matter if it's not getting direct sunlight?
I think it still can get UV.
Or is UV everywhere?
I don't know if it's everywhere, but I still think you can get some fading, even if it's not in direct sunlight.
No, I guess that's why you rotate it out every once in a while. Well, if you got my lights on it, my lights protect from UV, right?
Supposedly, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, decorations. I keep toying with the idea, instead of having these long boxes back here, getting some of those legal size filing cabinets, about like 4 high. I think you can fit 2 long boxes in a row, so you can get 8 in a cabinet.
Right.
I've been debating doing that, but that's a lot of filing cabinets.
I've seen that done. The way my LCS guy does his back issues, they're not the legal size filing cabinets. They're these extremely long ones with the shelves that pull out.
Yep.
And he just puts boxes. I think he can get 4 boxes on a shelf.
Short boxes.
Yeah, short boxes. Not long boxes. Long boxes. That's a lot of comics to get into one filing cabinet.
What is it, about 200 in a long box?
Something like that.
With bags and boards? You probably cram more in there if you didn't have them bagged and boarded.
Oh, yeah. Without bags and boards, you can get a lot more in there. Probably 200, especially if it's Mylites, or mostly Mylites.
Ooh, I will say, most of my comics aren't in Mylites. I've only got certain comics in Mylites. And wasn't Eric telling us that I'm supposed to switch that out about every 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Especially for what you've got.
Well, I need to go through and pare things down again.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the same thing.
Because, it's like for example, it's like I love my Green Lantern runs and everything like that, but I never go back and reread them. That's where it's handy to have them in hardcovers. But I like having the floppies. But then they take up space. But I'm not going to go open them up and reread them. So I'm kind of like,
Well, no, I mean that's the thing about having so many things in long boxes. If you decide I'm going to go back and reread this, but then you realize that you've got to move 15 boxes in order to get to it.
I've got my stuff set up, so
then it's like, what's bother?
The most I would have to move is like 9.
In any case, you're saying in any case, whatever you wanted to get to, 9 is the most you'd have to move.
Yeah, and that's for something like 90% of it I can get to move with the most of moving 2 boxes. But there's some stuff that is situated such that it would take me 9 boxes to move to get to it.
So you got.
Well, you see there behind me. So you see 3 rows. You got this row, and this row. They're all lined together, but the row under this one I've got going perpendicular. Right. So if it was so I've got 9 boxes that are perpendicular. If I wanted to get to one of those, I have to remove the 9 sitting on top of them.
Right.
So, but like I said, those boxes it's like my VH1 collection, my Spawn collection, my Dark Horse Star Wars collection, and a bunch of my Image stuff is all there. But let me just rephrase that. So that's what's there. So those 9 boxes are the stuff that I put there thinking I don't want to get to it that often.
Right. Okay.
So everything else, like all my X-Men's immediately available. All my Batman is immediately available. My Batman's like, let me see here. It's from like here to keep on going here. Right.
All right.
So Batman's on top because I do everything alphabetical.
I understand. I know.
So, but I just keep having to find room.
Yes.
So I keep telling the wife we need a bigger house, and then she gives me that look. You know that look.
Yes, I know the look.
And then I'm like, well, I could get a storage facility, and then I get an even dirtier look.
Yeah, those things are a lot of money for, my philosophy is if you've got to drive somewhere to see your stuff, you've got too much stuff.
Well, I do have a storage facility on the East Coast that I've been paying for several years that her sister uses more than us, so I'm kind of like,
right.
I could pull that card, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but you don't want to take a bunch of comics to the East Coast.
Oh, no. I have a hard enough time getting these things upstairs when it floods.
Yes. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
It just keeps you limber. So anyway,
Uh,
so here's an opinion I want to get from you.
okay.
So what do you think about this upcoming future state from DC?
I don't know enough about it, really. I mean, is this the one where we're going to
DC's going to take 2 months off. I think it's 2 months. Either they're going to take January off or they're going to take January and February off. And you're going to get, and it's like the comics jump 20, 30, 50, 1,000 years in the future.
I'm not just overly fond of it.
Oh, why? Because it messes up the status quo?
Well, what's the... It's got to have a better point than that, than just, oh, we're just jumping to the future. Okay, for what? What is the end game here?
I don't know.
No, I don't. I mean,
to get a bigger, interesting new stuff because everybody's tired of the old stuff. Try to jump in on something on the ground floor.
Maybe that might work. I don't know. I'm not against restarts or changing things up. In fact, I kind of like that. But this just, it's like, I don't know what they're doing. And DC has not made a lot of friends in the last few months, especially among retailers.
A few months.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe a little longer than that.
I'm specifically thinking about what they've done since COVID started with going to UCS instead of Diamond, causing a lot of hard work and headaches for people like Eric and other LCS owners. Then they were going to go to some things that were going to go just completely digital. Now they've stopped several books like Batgirl. So I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. I may end up liking it. I may not.
Well, you're supposed to pick some in I think in that November one, aren't you?
I haven't gone through the November.
Oh, actually, it's not in the previews.
It's not in previews. See, it's right. It's in DC Direct. I haven't looked through that yet.
Wow. I guess you know what you're doing tonight.
Yeah, I've got. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a bundle deal where you can just check the box and you get everything.
I don't get many bundles.
What? That's if you bundle, you save.
Yeah, but I don't read everything either. So you don't save if you buy a bundle and you don't read half of it. So
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, what's not to read? What happens if you accidentally get a book in there that you didn't order? Are you just not going to read it?
No, I'll read it. I guess if I got one I didn't order, I'd still read it.
And it might bring you in?
Yeah, might sucker me into it.
Okay. So.
I don't know. What do you think about it?
You know, at first I was kind of indifferent, and I was listening to Nick and Martin talk, and I thought a bunch of them were going to be in like Anthology Digest, so I thought there's only going to be 4 or 5 total. But then you just sit there and you look, and it's like there's a bunch of them. And, you know, I don't mind the idea and all that, but when there's like, I don't know, 40 or 50 books.
That's it. So I'm not going to read 50 books.
It's kind of daunting. And so then you start picking and choosing. But then if they're I don't know. I think I'm going to try the detective one. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I think I'm getting the Wonder Woman ones just because there's some Jenny Frison covers.
Right.
I think I'm going to try the Dark Detective. I don't know if I'm doing the new Batman or not. See, some of them are confusing because some of them are like 4 issues, some of them are 2 issues, some of them are 1 issue. So I'm like, and they're different timeline. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more confusing it kind of gets.
Yeah, that's it. Well, like who can afford? I guess. Well, I know one. Mike Myers will get all of them. He'll get all 50 books if they got 50,
Well, the
50
thing
bucks.
is, yeah, but if they're not doing any of the other DC stuff, but I think going through it, you sit there and see they are doing some of the DC stuff. So it's like your main DC Universe books taking a hiatus, but others aren't.
Right.
So, like the Vertigo, I don't know if the Vertigo, well, it's not Vertigo anymore, is it? It's like Black
No,
Label. I don't know if Black Label's taking the month off.
right. I don't either.
I don't know if the well, I was about to say the Kids or the Wonder imprint, but I think they canceled a bunch of those. Like Young Justice, and I forget what else is in the Wonder category. Bendis's Wonder category, comics category.
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
So, yeah, I guess we'll see.
I guess we will.
Hey, maybe they'll be in the dollar bins next year. We can find them.
Could
Well,
be.
except the ones where there's new characters introduced and then the prices go up.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what's going to happen to a bunch of them. There's going to be speculation on new characters, and then you're going to have some issues that go up in price, and you'll never be able to get them because they'll be $40 or $50 each, and you don't want to buy them for $40 or $50.
Right.
So, maybe read them digital that way. I don't know.
Could be. That's a good possible. I don't know. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see.
So, but what else?
Wow. Speaking of Cowabunga,
Mm-hmm.
all right, we all know that C2E2 has delayed until December of next year.
Yeah. If we get the vaccine, will they move it up?
I doubt it. I really doubt it now because I'm sure that McCormick Center is fairly popular but
I don't think there's anything scheduled at McCormick Center right now.
well, right now, no, but I mean, nobody's doing anything because of the COVID. But anyway, so granted, Ronnie's already said he wouldn't be able to make it in December. December's just a bad month. I mean, you're doing everything. You got end of the year stuff at work. You got holidays and getting ready for families. But the question becomes, what are we going to do about a Cowabunga pilgrimage? Because we got to have one next year. We can't let the year go by without that happening.
Well, I don't know. We could just decide on sometime in the spring or the summer when we're all immune and vaccinated and head on up.
Yeah, we could. Although that's a heck of a long way for me to travel just to go to Cowabunga for an afternoon.
Hey, we'll be close to Canada. We could go to Canada.
Yeah, I guess.
Or you just
Have
go.
a reason to go.
Or you
Have
just
a reason
make
to go.
Or you make it a Chicago weekend. Just go to Chicago, and then hop up to Wisconsin for a day or two,
That would work.
and spend some time in Chicago too. And I'm sure there's some comic stores around there.
Oh yeah, I know there is. I listened to one of their podcasts.
Oh, which one?
Oh, Contest of Challengers. It's funny. It's these two. It's a podcast from comic shop owners, kind of geared towards other comic shop owners, but also the general public. But these guys sound like they need to get into another line of work because they're just they're grouchy as heck about, upset about when a customer comes in and wants a different cover than what they ordered, and
Isn't that all comic shop owners? Aren't they the stereotypical comic shop guys?
probably. I mean, yeah, owning a comic box shop is a pain in the ass, and you don't make much money. And God, honestly, I don't understand why anybody does it.
It's a labor
I
of
mean,
love.
I'm glad they do, but I don't know why. Because if you look at the business model, it doesn't stand up to anything modern. It's like this is an antiquated business model.
Oh, there's got to be a way to make money, or nobody'd be doing it.
Oh well, some people are making scads of money. Chuck Rosansky at Mile High is making a lot of money. Uh, Eric and James must be making enough to at least stay with it, but they're not making enough where they can quit their other
Yeah,
jobs yet.
but they also said Eric was telling us he doesn't want it to become the job.
Well, that's true.
So if you don't want it to become the job, you just do it on the side, have fun with it.
True. So, but it'd be, I don't know. It seems like you'd want to get to a point where you wouldn't want to be working 80, 90 hours a week total between the two jobs. I know I wouldn't.
What if you're ADD or ADD? You know, you just
Well,
gotta have all the stuff going on. So,
that's true.
so no, but yeah, it's like once we get to that point, we'll just make a Chicago trip, fly into Chicago, drive up to Wisconsin,
Okay.
or fly into St. or well. Oh, wait a second though. We can always Eric and them always ship stuff if we want them to. If we buy stuff and we want to have it shipped, right? So you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's always what I've had done.
So, and then I guess there's places we can pick in Chicago. I know there's Graham Crackers. Been to a few of their shops. Some of their wall books are in the right price range. Some of them are high.
Right.
But I will say, 2 years ago at a Graham Crackers in Chicago is where I did get my Werewolf by Night 32. So you can find
Nice.
stuff. They did have sitting beside it. They did have a crap. What is it? House of Mystery or House of Secrets, whichever one. The first Swamp Thing with the Bernie Wrightson signature on it. So that was a pretty penny, but it was pretty. It was pretty. It was nice.
Yeah. Sounds nice.
So, but no, we'll figure out something. We just got to get that get to where you can travel. Of course, we sit there and say about travel, and this is like I was down in Costa Rica a couple of weeks ago for work.
Yeah. What was that like down there?
I don't know. It's like it always is.
So they're not locked down or?
Well, I had to get the company had to buy me insurance while I was down there, and then I had to fill out a questionnaire here in the States about stuff. And then when I got to the airport, I had to enter it in the most updated information, and then it gave me a QR code. And then when I came into customs, they had to scan the QR code, connected me to my insurance and my questionnaire, which was pretty efficient. Now,
right.
So the Costa Rica government's got it kind of together. So I guess if we could, but yeah, you just fill all this stuff, you get all it all done. They give you a QR code, you go to customs, then they scan it in. Whoop, all right, you're good. Went in, just stayed between the hotel and the plant, did all that, came back, wore a mask, airport, wore a mask on the plane, got stuck in Dallas Fort Worth the night of.
Yes.
Because I've gotten to my older age where I don't like getting up at 4 a.m. to catch a 6 a.m. flight.
Well,
so I
don't either.
So I'm like, I'd rather catch the plane, get there late. So I was supposed to get into Costa Rica at midnight. So then I get to Dallas Fort Worth and I land. I say, "Oh, your connecting flight," which I was there at like 6 o'clock. "Oh, your connecting flight's been put off to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning." So I'm like, son of a. So I ended up getting there a day late and having to stay the night in a hotel. And I still had to get up early at 4 o'clock in the morning to catch a 6 a.m. flight.
Sucks.
So.
Yeah, if you hadn't had to done that, I could have come because literally that airport and that hotel is less than 10 miles from where I live.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I went into the Dallas Fort Worth. So there's 2 hotel choices there, and they both say they're connected to the airport, but only one is truly connected to the airport, and I picked the one that was not.
Right.
So it was because I was hoping like it's the Hyatt Grand. You can actually catch the Skylink and go into our lobby from the airport. And I
Right.
was at the Hyatt Regency, which is actually it's kind of encircled by the Skylink, but you have to. I ended up walking there, but I had to cross lanes of traffic.
Right.
So I chose poorly.
Yeah, probably both of them are about the same as far as rates, and the company was paying for it. It really doesn't matter. So,
Yeah, yeah. So with I have been at the airports like in crap. I can't think of the Amsterdam airport. It's SCH something. Anyway, they've got a hotel that's actually behind security, or they did back in the day, where you could actually go through security, check into the hotel, and when you got up in the morning, you just get up and go to your gate. It's a beautiful thing.
nice.
It's a beautiful thing. So, but yeah, I've gone to Costa Rica and I've actually gone on the attempt to find comics down there, and I have been totally unsuccessful so far.
I can see that. I can't see that as a big comic book.
Well, I ended up going to what was a mall there, and they had a store, and it was mostly like models and hardcovers, and they had floppies. This didn't have back issues,
Okay.
so they didn't have any of that. Well, some foreign comics are starting to be big money now,
Well, yeah.
and I'm just trying to keep an eye out for them. So I guess what you got to do is you got to look for like yard sales, or you got to go to places that are reselling old magazines and things like that, and you may find some comics there. So, but I have no idea how to look for that in a foreign country. So,
I wonder how much you say foreign um,
how
foreign
much what?
comics are becoming. I wonder how much like the original. I'm talking about in Spanish. Jazz Maynard's would be.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I've been paying attention to some other stuff. So when I was at C2E2, one of the artists I wanted to go see was Mirka Andolfo, and I've just fallen in love with her work. And she's got a new comic animated series or something coming out next year called Sweet Paprika, and she's been doing a lot of stuff on her Instagram and her Twitter with it. And there's an Italian, so Italy's free comic book day is like December 2nd through I don't know a week or two, and they're gonna have this this Sweet Paprika comic there, and I've been trying to figure out if it's going to end up on eBay or how I can get it.
Hmm.
But I really enjoy her stuff, and she's been doing a lot of covers for Boom and a lot of she did the Punchline one shot that came out a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
She was the artist for that, and she's been doing some other stuff and covers and her own things. But I've just really liked her style. There's just something about it I just really like. And so when I was at C2E2, bought her sketchbook, and she did a sketch on the inside, and she's got that offer on her website. So I'm thinking about doing some more. But it's like her and Tula Latoy and Jenny Frizen. I don't know, for some reason right now I'm just really getting into these like the female artist.
Tula Lote
Or
is one of
Lotte.
my
I don't know
favorite.
why I want to say Latoy. It's Lotte. You're
Tula Lote is one of my favorite artists. Bar, I mean, she's right up there with Sean Murphy as far as I'm concerned. As far as um, artists I like, and Jenny Frizen too. And I'm trying to think. There's another one too. I don't know. It's escaping me at the moment. I can't
What's
think.
the image? What's the image? You can see some of her art. What is it?
Uh, she's done some. I'm trying to think of what she's done.
This is not helping.
No, I know it's not helping, and I'm totally blanking out right now. So
Is it recent stuff?
Fairly recent. I mean, within the last 6-8 months that I remember seeing it.
Is it independent stuff? Big two
Independent.
stuff?
It's indie. You know, it's
Okay, it's
indie.
indie. Okay.
Uh,
Um.
she works with Greg Rucka a lot. I can't think of her name now. Hang on a second.
Hmm. And I can see the gears turning. Do you need to do a Google search?
I'm doing a DuckDuckGo one right now as we speak.
Duck, duck, go it.
Black Magic is the name of it. Okay, that's what mine. Black.
Oh, Black Man. I don't know if I've read any of that. Nicola
Magic.
Scott?
Nicola Scott. Yes, that's it. She works a lot with Greg Rucka, and she did do some early back at Rebirth. She did Wonder Woman with one of the Wonder Woman lines that Greg Rucka was doing when he took over when they did Rebirth. He was doing Wonder Woman
Was it Rebirth or the New 52?
Rebirth.
Because I thought Rucka did the New 52 and Rebirth was.
No, Rucka wrote Wonder Woman Rebirth for about the first 15 issues. Then he left.
Okay.
But he was doing inner lacing.
Oh, right. You're right.
stories.
That's when you had a story, story in the present, and a story in the past.
Yeah, present day story and then the
And-
past. And Nicola Scott was doing the past, the artwork for the past story. Yeah, I really liked her a lot.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if I remember that art style. I'm trying to remember. I guess I'm gonna have to refresh myself. So,
Well,
but it's kind of like but it's I've gotten to where it's like I either like the artist I really liked back in the 90s and the 80s, or the current ones are all female. So I'm trying to figure out if that means anything or not, or it's just hey, that's just the preference I have right now.
right.
So, anywho's, I have one new non-comic thing that's just popped up this week that I got. Oh,
Okay.
I got my Raspberry Pi 400.
Now, which one is that? Is that the one with the keyboard?
Yeah. It's like my old Commodore 64, my 128. It's where the Pi. So they'd already been making a keyboard, and
Right.
so they made this to make it even easier for people. So this is it, right? You've got the keyboard, and the Pi is the Pi 4 with I think it's 4 gig of mem or 4 gig of RAM or whatever is built into the keyboard. So all you got to do is just plug it into a monitor, and it comes. I bought the kit that it comes with the mouse. It's like this here's like $70, but it's a full Unix-based computer or Linux-based computer. All you got to do is just hook up a monitor, and you should be able to control it without a mouse. But GUIs, everybody, it makes it easier to control. So yeah, I got this. I'm gonna play with this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I got it.
I still got my 2 Raspberry Pis that I haven't done anything with.
What were you
Other than
playing?
I've played around with them, but I haven't. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything.
You
I
build
didn't
build something to spy on your neighbors?
No, I didn't. Not really too concerned with that.
All I know is this thing's got a new chipset in it, so it runs a little bit cooler, even though it does have a large heat sink on it. But
Right.
but it's got the latest CPU, so it's better than the stuff that came out last year with the Raspberry Pi 4s and all that. But yeah, it's a Raspberry Pi 4 just embedded in a keyboard. Because I will say that's one of the pains with the I've got a couple of Raspberry Pis in little cases, but then you got to plug in a keyboard, you got to plug in
Monitor.
a monitor and all that, and it's kind of odd with with
Right.
this one little box, I guess. But with this thing, it does. I mean, it reminds me. I've got my old Commodore 128 I brought up from my parents. I need to fire that up someday. But it's just like back in the day when the computer was in the keyboard itself, and all you had to, and that was even before you had mice. Didn't even have a mouse with those.
No.
You just had
You didn't
command
have-
line.
you didn't have a GUI, so you had to type everything in a command line. So
Yep. I mean,
I remember those days.
yeah, I do remember when Commodore came out with they did have a GUI. I forget what it was called. I think it was called GEOS, Graphic Environmental OS, and you could load. So you had to load that and run it, and then you could. I remember getting it. I don't remember how the hell I used it because you couldn't store anything locally. I mean, there weren't any hard drives. Yeah, I had a floppy 5 1/4 floppy drive, and you just loaded everything on that. So I'm trying to remember, did I just load up GEOS and then use GEOS to navigate to the hard drive when I was just so used to just doing it on command line?
I don't know. Can't remember. I didn't have anything like that. So
I'm gonna have to look that up now. Early '90s, some good. Oh, actually, would that have been early '90s? No, that'd have been the late '80s. That'd have been the late '80s when that came out. Yep.
I was gonna say that sounds like something that would have come out mid to late '80s.
So,
But when did the Macintosh come out? That was in 1984.
Not the Apple II. It's the Macintosh. I don't know about. I never had any Apple products.
Okay.
Had them at school,
Right.
but I don't remember having a personal one. That's back when stuff was expensive.
Oh wow. When has Apple never been inexpensive? I mean, even the Apple today is still expensive.
Well, that's true. That's true. But anyway, for $70, you can harken back to the good old days where the computer's in the keyboard.
Right.
And you just got an HDMI. Oh, it's got a micro HD, but it comes with a micro HD to HD adapter. So you just can plug it into modern TVs and off you go.
Nice.
Computer. So I'm probably going to figure out something to do with work with some dashboard or mobile dashboards or some things like that.
Right.
Or, that would be the perfect thing to build the emulators on, the classic game emulators.
Right.
Which I guess someday I need to figure out how to do that. I guess you can just download that now, right? You just download it into one of the SD disk and just pop it in, and now you've got your emulator for whatever it is you're emulating.
Right. I guess so. Yeah. Should be able to.
So yeah. Well, let me just rephrase that. So the keyboard with the Pi itself is $70. The kit like I bought was $100. But you get a full computer for $100. Linux based. Do whatever you want.
Nice.
I think I'm going to install R on it and just do some statistical stuff.
R. What's R?
It's a scripting language for statistical stuff.
That's one I've never heard of.
It's a derivative of S.
That's another one I've never heard of. So.
Well, S has been around for decades. R has probably been around for crap. I can't remember if it came around in the late 80s or the late 90s. So it's probably been R has been around at least for 20 years. Maybe 30.
Okay.
I had to self-teach myself on it, but opens up a lot of things to do.
Can we pause this? Because I got to step away for just a minute.
I don't know if it pauses if we're doing live. But
okay. Oh, that's true. Either way, I've got to step away for a minute, so I'll be right back.
All right, step away for a minute. I'll keep things going. So, yep. So we'll just sit there and talk a little bit more about this Pi. So, like I was sitting there going on, it's got, what else it got on here? I'll read off the thing. So it's a 4 GB, yep, in the RAM, and it's got a quad-core 64-bit ARM Cortex A72. It's at 1.8 gigahertz, so I think that's pretty good. It's the Bluetooth and the Ethernet's already built in, so you don't have to do any extra dongles for that. I mean, it's got the 802.11 BGN AC wireless, so you hook it just up. Of course, I don't know how secure that is. So and they've even got the 40-pin GPIO header still in there. So I have read some reviews where it's kind of awkward the way they've got it in the back and all that, and how it sticks up with some of the current hats. But you can see. But it's actually got two HDMI ports, so you can hook it up to two monitors and do whatever you want with it. And yep, the SD card, and then it comes with the power supply and everything like that. So yeah, I'm looking exciting to do some stuff like with this. I've kind of gotten into a bunch of, well, I like to say like some machine learning or computer vision stuff, but I'm kind of on the beginning basics of that. But one of the books I've got that I'm trying to read from and all that actually has a chapter in there on how to do a book recognition program algorithm. So what you do is it gives you a way to take book covers, give them a unique, I don't know, it takes a picture of a book cover, kind of makes it into some kind of numeric, I don't know, I don't want to get too deep into it, representation. And then with a camera, if you point a camera and it sees the book in the image, in the video feed, then it can identify the book. And I want to see if I can build something to do that, kind of like with comics. Nothing like the barcode scanner or anything like that, but there's all kinds of databases out there with comic covers and things like that. And you're always having to look stuff up or do things like that. So I just thought it'd be kind of neat if I could sit there and figure out a way to just kind of sit there, and it's like if you got a video feed and you're on the comic and it recognizes the cover, it can just look up the information for you. Now, I don't know, I can see where people would want to sit there. Oh, can it give you the current price? Can it give you which variant it is? Can it get up all this other information? Blah, 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 blah. And, and maybe there's a business model for that, or somebody wants to do that or whatever. I don't think it's going to be something where you could sit there and point it at a long box as you flip through it and it's going to figure things out. But I don't know. You could point it at a wall where it's got a bunch of comics on the wall right there, and it can, identify them and tell you what they are. Because sometimes you'll see stuff on the wall and you're like, why is that on the wall? I have no idea what that comic is. So problem is it couldn't be a locally hosted thing because it'd have to hook up to the internet, because I think that'd be too much information to have on a phone or something. Of course, the phones currently, they do get quite a bit of memory on there. So I don't know. Just fun little projects like that, kind of related to comics. So, hey, Jay's back. And he's on mute. Or he's disconnected.
Yeah, I was on mute. Sorry.
Woo! Okay. Guessed it right the first time.
Yes.
So, so any new acquisitions?
Other
than the local weekly stuff?
No, I mean, well, I've got this. Did get a new book that I ordered called "The Way Cartooning Should Be." It's a collection of interviews with Charles Schulz of the Peanuts fame,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a really interesting book because so many people list Charles Schulz as an influence, including Terry Moore.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. I haven't acquired any collectible comic books.
Ooh, segue, or not segue, but side divert. Did you see the tweets where I guess they're doing an audio version of Strangers in Paradise?
No, I haven't.
Well, Terry Moore was tweeting about it. It was either today or yesterday, and so I think
missed it.
I think the first episode went out yesterday or today or something like that. So I'm trying to decide if I want to listen to it or not, because I kind of got the characters' voices in my head, and if I hear somebody else doing it, I don't know how that's going to go.
Probably. I mean, since I've read it and reread it recently, I probably won't listen to it.
Well, I still got the hardcover omnibuses up there that I haven't broken the seal on to read yet, so I need to do that at some point.
I may have to give up trying to get through Rachel Rising again.
Why? It's so good.
That's not interesting to me enough this time around. I read it once, and then now this time it's like I'm about a little over halfway through, and right in the middle, towards the middle, it starts.
Gets a little slow on you?
It's a little slow. Yeah, it does. So I'm trying to reread everything of his
In order,
in order. Yeah. Uh,
hardcovers.
well, when I have them, yeah, which I do in most everything. So we'll have to see. I keep plugging away, reading here a little bit, reading a bit here and there, and then
Well, if you're not enjoying it, what's the point?
well, that's the truth. I mean, I can just go ahead and jump ahead onto Motor Girl, reread that.
That's only 10 issues, right?
Yeah,
12.
10.
So,
So, but no, nothing really, no acquisitions of any note lately. Other than, like I said, I'm getting those hardcover World of Black Hammer books as they come out.
yeah.
Oh, and I did get the third volume of Batman written by Grant Morrison. So now I've got all 3 volumes of that.
Is that Dick Grayson Batman?
Part of it is no. Yeah, part of it would be Batman and Robin, which covers Dick Grayson.
Okay, cool. Well, I did get a few things lately. So I got an early issue of Amazing Spider-Man. I think this is the first Silver Sable. Ooh. And then I got this Justice League of America 29. It's in decent shape, but I was I got in the second part of this story a couple of months ago, and this is the issue when you get the first crime syndicate. The story doesn't hold up, but I wanted the issue, so I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff on the spine and things like that, but I wanted it and everything. I had this book at one time, and then I got rid of it, and then I had to get it again. But it's a Batman or Detective 648. I think that's the first spoiler. Stephanie Brown.
Pretty sure I've got that one.
And then I like Dave Stevens. He did some great Good Girl art back in the day and all that. So here's like a Vanguard illustrated, just a random science fiction one.
Right.
And then I got some Jimmy Olsen comics. I'm sure Nick will be happy with that. I got like 133 and 141. So I got like this is the first Fourth World. So this is when Jack Kirby moved over to DC, and this is the first issue that introduced the Kirby's Fourth World.
Okay.
And then I had to get the issue with like Don Rickles.
That's funny.
and then I couldn't pass up this opportunity, but I ended up getting a full run of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the Steranko covers.
Nice.
So, I mean, these first covers just from the 60s are just so, I don't know, out there.
Yeah, they are.
And I mean, it's got my favorite cover of all. So when I was growing up, I really didn't get it, before. I didn't really get that many comics myself. I inherited my uncle's comics.
Right.
And so one of them he had was this Shield 6. And I just remember this I just love this cover of the, Nick Fury in space with the Earth exploding behind him.
Right.
And that's just got a big nostalgia thing for me. So anyway, I ended up getting a full run, so it was like issues 1 through 18. So some of them are in pretty good shape, some of them, they're in fine, but just it's a run I've been wanting to get, and instead of piecing it together, I got the opportunity to buy them all at a good price. So
Nice.
other than the weekly Wednesday stuff, that's pretty much it. But I'm real happy with the Steranko Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. run.
Yeah, I decided I haven't done it yet, but I've been moving much more towards a mood reader in a lot of my stuff, and I took an idea of rereading the VH1 Unity books.
Oh,
like 12 of them. And I fished them all out. I fished them out, all 12 of them, or however there many are. I can't remember. Oh, 18. It's 18 of them. But I haven't started reading them yet, so hopefully I'll do that pretty soon.
I'm trying to remember the last time. You don't have those in hardcover?
No, I don't.
Yeah, actually, I think those are kind of rare. I think Diamond had some of them out there back in the day, and they're really big collector's items now because I guess that was before Valiant really took off and got real popular. And it was like, because it was right around Unity or right after Unity's when the popularity went up, and then everybody was after, I need pre-Unity Valiants.
I don't know. But
well, I do remember the first Valiant I bought was Archer and Armstrong Zero, which was leading into Unity. So the next issues were Unity. So that's right when I got into Valiant.
Right.
So
I got those. I'll try to reread those here soon.
So you saying you got enough comics, you don't need to buy new ones, you can just reread your old ones?
Oh my gosh. I could reread my old ones over and over for the rest of my life. And just read them over again.
Yeah, that sounds like
you never. That's what I found out. You never remember. You're reading so many different comic books. You never remember that much about them.
Yeah.
At least I don't. You don't remember the details. So remember a general story, what happened. Oh yeah, this happened. But it's not like reading a novel or one of your favorite novels or history books or something that you read a couple of times and you really absorb it.
Mm-hmm.
I did reread a prose book recently, Men of Tomorrow, which is the story of the early days of comic books, specifically on the more on the DC side. Schuster and Siegel and the creation of Superman and how DC got a hold of that, how sold it to him for $300, which really at the time was a damn good rate.
Yeah, how do you know what's going to hit and what's not going to hit?
Right, exactly. And so I don't know, DC could have done a better job later on in years in sharing some of the wealth of Superman with Schuster and Siegel, but when they first do it, they were work for hire. In the early days, the creators were really just simply work for hire. You did what you did, and that was everything.
Hey, you went mute. Intermittent mute. You're still mute.
Okay, I don't know how I went mute.
Well, it wasn't me. I'm nowhere near the keyboard.
Well, I didn't touch anything.
Maybe you were thinking you needed to mute.
No, I didn't think so. Anyway, I'm not sure how that happened,
but anyway, back in the day, rate.
Back in the day, just the simple pay rate, words per page, or page rate was what you got paid, and you were strictly work for hire. Everything was intellectual property. Everything was owned by the company, and it went that way. It was way that way until well into the late 70s, early 80s, and you didn't really start getting creator-owned stuff of any significant volume until Image, the revolution of when Jim Lee and others left.
Well, McFarlane, Liefeld,
all those guys left.
Silvestri, I forget, and Larson.
Right. So.
Oh, speaking of them, have you seen what that I forget which Batman it is, the one with the Batman with the McFarlane cover that they just made a new black and white statue of? The one with the cape and everything like that, and he's holding the girl, and it's got the orange, and you got the two spots where it's
Right.
colored. You know, those go for over $1,000 in a 9.8 on eBay now.
That's amazing. That's.
And there's like a first, second. I don't know if there's a third print of those, but those things just over the past couple, past few months of just all the McFarlane stuff. They say the next thing that's going to shoot up is the McFarlane Hulk covers, because the Spider-Man covers are already up there, and then that Batman, and then he did then there was a 3-issue run of I can't remember if it was in Detective or Batman. It's that issue where he's got like actually got a gun holster on, like a chest shoulder holster, and he's sitting there holding it, and then there's one, and I forget what the villain in that one is, but he did the covers for those too, so those are probably primed. But yeah, that one now is like, whoo.
That's amazing.
So yeah, actually Batman 423. And I don't know if it's like the second print or what. But why is the interwebs not cooperating with me?
I don't know.
Let me see. Batman 423. All right. Well, you get on there now, and I guess it depends on if they're slabbed or not. Well, you know what? There isn't one on. It must have been like a second print or something like that. Now there's one in a sealed 3-pack, 423, 424, 425 that somebody's wanting them for $80 for. All right, there's one for $400. Yeah, first print, Todd McFarlane signed, $500. Then there's a maybe it's the newsstand. So there's a first print newsstand 7.5 for $300. But then somebody's got a first print regular one for $320. Huh. So maybe I was a little bit premature. Let's switch over to sold items. Somebody bought one for 99 cents, a third print.
Wow.
And there's a first printing near mint somebody bought for 175. A 9.6 went for $232. Oh, there it is, a 9.998. Let me see. And all right. So see it right there?
Yeah.
9.8, first print, $1,300. November 20th.
Damn.
I mean, it's a beautiful cover.
It is.
I don't know if it's a $1,300, but you see, there's a 9. Well, that's a second print, and there's a 9.8 third printing, went for $350. So I mean, it's back in the day before slabbing, so I guess it's hard to get a 9.8.
Right.
And so anyway, some interesting stuff there. So you got anything else, or about time to wrap this up?
I don't have anything else.
All right.
We've been going well over an hour, so.
Yeah, well, it's not like we got anywhere to go.
Oh, that's true.
No movies to see, no family to visit, nothing like that. So.
No,
Pam
right. Worked yesterday, so we didn't do anything for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we cooked a chicken because we want to do something different other than turkey.
Well, yeah. Chicken is different than turkey, that's for sure.
Well, they're both birds.
Yes.
Which are derivatives of, for some reason, every time I'm cutting up a bird, like a turkey or something, I'm always thinking it's like, Birds are just derivatives of dinosaurs, so I'm actually cutting up a lizard.
Yes.
Guys,
Except lizards aren't derivative of dinosaurs.
are they not?
I don't think so.
Well, anyway, isn't that why when you eat crocodile or something like that, they say it tastes like chicken?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever said it tastes like chicken about anything, even chicken.
Well, if you eat a rattlesnake, doesn't it taste like chicken?
Haven't. Yeah, I don't know. Never
What?
eaten one, so I've
Well,
never
you're in
eaten a
Texas.
rattlesnake.
I thought everybody in Texas had to eat a rattlesnake at one point or another.
Well, I guess I missed out then.
Well, you know what? You can still remedy that this weekend.
Probably, but probably not.
All right. Well, you want to take us on out of here?
Yes, you've been listening and watching Best of the Rest. If you'd like to tweet the show, we're at BOTR Comic. Excuse me, at BOTR Comics. You can reach me at Jay Forgets.
I'm at Utenger, Utengr.
And we'll talk to you next time.